Hey guys, Thursday, August 15, 2024. Let's see what the Black Widow has for us today. But before I do that, I have an exciting video. It's about the Elliott wave theory. I wanted to kind of go back where we were at before and just kind of tell you, kind of catch up everybody and just show you the theory and the technique and how this program changes and adjusts and show you what the Elliott wave is showing for nat gas as today. So before we do that, let's backtrack a little bit. You guys know that February 20 was a wave 5, 1, 2, remember this? 3. And then we were working on a 4 possible projections, which is like 253 all the way to 236, and possibly turn around and rally and work on a wave 5. Seasonality was backing it up. As you can see, seasonality showing from August 8th onward, a possible rally with seasonality and wave 4 into 5. Remember that? PTI, profit taking index, was 57. Once you go below 35, the probabilities of us doing a wave 5 starts diminishing and then starts, more bearish. And so far, this was all looking good. And I'm going to show you and play you all the things that have played out. And you can see that these X's here was indication of telling us that if we go below these, especially this last one, there's a potential that it could continue going lower. So let's see how this all unfolded. And this is where we at right here on, what is it? June 21st. This is the high, 611, 315. Remember that? Let's just play this out. It's kind of going sideways. It thinks these are wave 4s, early wave 4s. You see, it pushes lower. It kisses right here. We at 47. Pushes lower, even lower. We are at 34. So now that we took this out, these blue lines or blue X's, now we're going to the green. And the number starts diminishing in regards to profit and taken index. Wave 4, sideways, push even lower. Seasonality didn't work right here. We're like going lower. You got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of a wave C here. We're at 22, so it's not looking good. Push lower. Crack through the red line, red X's. We're at 19. Still no turning a wave 4 into wave 5. What's this date? 7/17. Still negative. So now you're below all these 3 X's. And profit taking index is at 20. Supposed to be at 35 for a high probability into a wave 5. Let's continue. It kind of bounces from there. What day was this? That's the 17. Mind you, these are closes. We push lower, we retest the low of the 17 and then crack it. Our first wave is somewhere around 195. And according to LA wave theory, if you violate the first wave, then things will adjust. Maybe a fail new low, we bounce sideways, push lower. What's today? The first. Still possible wave 4. We haven't violated the first impulse wave here. And that's when it switched. We violated it. We closed below 195. As you can see now, it's a 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to turn this off. And this is what we have now. So remember here, I don't know what happened there. My monitor is switching off and on. Maybe things are getting very interesting now. But anyway, now we're at wave 3. And when this is the current prices that we at, it's 14 today. Yesterday. Today's the 15. And we are rallying from August 5th. So the count with the system, and I know everybody has a different, counting system, but I just wanted to show you what this one is showing. So far, and this one kind of leaves more for the bears. If you're bearish and you think that we're going to fill that gap, this could kind of lean through you. You're probably leaning, there's not much demand. So yeah, this could probably play out. So if you're bullish, you probably want to pay attention to this just in case, and I'm one of them. I could be wrong. So let's see what this Elliott wave theory is indicating now and see if this is going to play out. So let's put our Stokes. So far, the profit taking index, it's at 78. So there's still a high probability that it could continue pushing lower and finish on a wave 5. But right now we have penetrated the blue X's. The next one we have is the green ones, which is around 224. It's somewhere around there, floating around there in regards to price. And then the last one is around 241. What's 241? Does that ring a bell? 241 is your 45 degree on the square of 9. So if we get all the way, we're hovering around here, somewhere around here, 225, 227, we made a high. If we could close above 241 and start pushing here, then you could probably forget about a wave 4 and fill in gap. It's going to go even higher. Test 249 to 257. Even potentially kiss this high of 315. Because it's ignoring the count. This will all adjust. So just wanted to, just let you know. So let's say it gets to 224. This is your first wave 4 projection right here. And then turns. This is a target. Your next one is going to be 236. That's another wave 4 projection. And your last one will be 241. If it closes above 241 and goes higher, it's following the seasonality and it might kiss 315. It's in course to retest 315. It's going to get all this liquidity and maybe even push higher. But let's say that, somewhere around today, tomorrow, it starts turning or maybe kisses 226 again. We're already kissed 227. That's a wave 4 projection, but we haven't gone to 236 in regards to highs, or at least 241, anywhere between 236 241. But if it starts, stalling here, there's a high probability that it could maybe fill that gap on this one. Just saying, but the Stokes are positive here. Let's cut this out. So let's look at some other things here. Cycle-wise, this is the one of the dominant cycles. This is 26, and this one is showing a turning point from today down 22nd, then it goes up. In regards to the bigger one, 76, you can see that there's a bottom somewhere around the 14, and then this cycle kind of goes up to sideways even higher. So there's the bull and the bear view. This is a little more choppy. In regards to time clusters, possible turning points be the 13th and also the 20th. The 20th is going to be interesting because there's a lot of stuff going on between the 19th and the 20th. Stokes are positive, so that's good. The oscillators are about to hit 0. So in regards to this technique, this is what it indicates, that once you get to 0 here, we kiss these possible wave 4s, then the high probability is that it could probably turn, but you have to watch for price action to turn. So we're getting to that point where, the system says you're in the sweet spot for a possible turning point if it's going to follow the Elliott wave count. If this is all wrong and it's going to ignore it and continue going higher and void all this, it would have to close above 241. And all of this is going to be X'd out, void. MACD is positive. Even the ADX DMI, you can see that they're just battling it out. Once it's bullish, you can see that the green is up. The red is down. And you can see this is momentum if you use this indicator. And right now we're at the early stages that if it's about to rip, it's going to be happening, you know, any moment or in the next couple of days, and, you know, continue going higher or possible turning point. Let's go back to our Stokes. Let's put some of our indicators here. So the positive thing is that we have reached the linear regression channel. So that's bullish for a wave for retracement. We're above a displaced DMI moving average. So that's bullish. So the system will require from you to put a trend line. And that's which I did. And if it's going to hit these wave 4 projections, and I have a target between 233 around there all the way to like 228. This is like your sweet spot, wave 4 targets. And if it gets up there and breaks this channel, trend line, that could be a sign to get out or to go short, you know, according to the system. But, you know, I'm not financial advice. It's just what it's indicating. So this is like the rules you set. And if it does that, then and you got, you know, your Stokes crossover and all that, and everything is just, you know, perfectly lined up. And Elliott Wave says, yeah, you already hit your wave 4. Now you're going to go into a wave 5 or test this low again. This will be the perfect ideal setup. Okay, so I'm just putting it out there. This kind of leans more for the bears because the bears are thinking, yeah, you know, there's not that much demand. Weather's probably cooling a little bit here and there, especially here in Nashville. It's getting a little cooler. Was not as hot. So this is where you will, you know, want to keep on guard. Now, like I said, if it's going to go up, we got to close above 241 to get a high chance to test 315. Other things that I'm watching is, let's see, is there anything else? Gann, I don't think I got any Gann stuff here. I think that's it. Couple of things you want to watch today. Today's a 45-day count. So it's a natural resistance number. There's on the 19th, there is also the 180 count. So you got a cluster of things happening here that could potentially could make it stall. We do our Gann box and take the 611 high. You can see that the 15 is a 45-day count. And you're right here. Pretty much this is the 15 right here, using the Gann square box or the Gann box. So they could potentially stall, or it could spike up here and then from here go down. You just never know. But in all the other Gann boxes from, you know, key swings, it has a lot of open air, so you don't have to really worry about it. It's just the one from the 611 high, where you got your 45 today, and on the 19th you have 180 count. So those are numbers again used for possible turning points. Anything else? I think that's it. I think I covered everything pretty much. This is the targets that I'm watching, and I'm watching this trend line on the closes. So very important what's going to happen here. If it can't close above 241, if it's going to be stalling here and we go below this trend line, then there could be a great chance that it could be a possible turning point here. Let's go into our other chart and see what's showing there. Okay, so now we're back to our charts that I like to look at. So looking at our market profile, you can see the volume yesterday, the bulls had a little more of an edge. We're chopping around here, this 226, 225. We're getting spikes, and it's just kind of having a tough time closing above it. The good news is we're above anchored VWAP, above value area low, which is 211, and anchored VWAP is around 219. What concerns me is this little thing right here. What's that? That's like 228, and I think we kissed 227, I believe yesterday. We never got to 228. So this little area right here concerns me. Once we could close above that, things will start looking higher. It starts looking better to at least get to the point of control, which is 273 all the way to 279 value area high. Let's do our trend lines on a log scale chart to see if anything positive is showing there. And so far, we're having a tough time right here. That trend line, and you've been following me, you know which trend line is this. It's having a tough time trying to close that. We close above that and 227, 228. This is open sky right here in regards to trend lines. But we're having a tough time by holding this trend line here. So that's that. Let's look at our simple glance chart. I don't think anything's changed from the monthly, especially, well, the weekly is interesting. We have a white candle, a white trend candle. And that's because we're somewhere around 223. And this could fluctuate because it all depends on where we close this week. So far, the 20 SMA on the weekly is at 228. We kissed it and just pulled back. We need to close above that this week to show some strength to at least get to this key level, which is 258, and your point of control on the weekly. On the daily, we're battling out the 100 moving average and having a tough time closing that, and you get your pivot high here around 227 that we made on July the 22nd. So this is your range. You can see they're reflecting. Above, you got the 200 and the 50 SMA. You got this big level if we break through. But we also are having a tough time right here with the cloud. Ichimoku cloud is showing us, which is 225. So we're having a tough time here. And we're just a couple of days just kind of going sideways, trying to break above it, but the buyers are not showing up. Let's go into our geometry. I don't think anything has changed, but I'll just show you what I'm watching. So this is the 15th. So today's a 45-day count. And on the 19th, it's an 180. This is another date that I'm watching, just 17. Let's look at our APF. And so far, we're holding this. So that's good for now. Channels above the 75. So that's good. We haven't penetrated the FT levels, which is 225 to 228. And you guys already know gap fill. This chart is like real low. Okay, here we go. So this is the scenario. If wave 4 is going to play out, wave 5 will fill this gap. It doesn't necessarily have to happen that way. We could also go that this is originally wave 4 into wave 5, or whatever wave it is, riding the seasonality into the end of August all the way to October, maybe even November. That's the bullish scenario for nat gas, and that's all depending on if we have a lot of demand coming in, which is unknown if that's going to happen. Trend line circles, SO, the 19th. So this is the date I'm watching, which lines up with the 180 count. So that's going to be interesting if maybe this is where it tips over. We don't know yet. It's too early to tell. So there's a few things. And this one, these dates have to do with the June 11th high. Swing. Yeah, this is the one right here, the 17th. So we'll see. We'll see how that's going to play out. Let's look at our midpoint charts. You guys already know 225 here. Nothing's really changed on the daily chart using pivots. At least we are above 222, which is good. And this is your midpoint for the month. Yep, this is the monthly pivot, 229. We need to get up there. Mobiles are still positive. You can see that there's a lot of chop fest going on here. On the daily, let's look at our 4 hour with our weekly pivots. and you can see that it goes up, pulls back, choppy, goes up, sideways, and mobiles are sideways, more a little bullish. But you know how the Black Widow is. She plays tricks. She loves to play tricks. And it's already, what, a 5 a.m.? Things start getting juicy between now and 6 and 7 in regards to volume, so keep an eye on that. So far, Stokes are a little positive, more on the positive side with the mobile. But let's not close below 218 because things could get a little ugly today on the 4-hour. Because you're below the moving average and everything. And for today, which is the hourly chart, your line in the sand is 221. And you can see that we kissed the 75% level, which is 224, and pulled back. We made a high of 227. So targets to the upside, obviously you can see that it's 224. You got 259 and 227. So let's say it wants to go bullish. Extreme target would be all the way to a 234 and 230. If the Black Widow is going to pounce and push it lower, you will obviously have to close below 220. Close below the 200 moving average, which is 219. And it's probably, if it can't find support here, it's going to test 214. And if it goes below 214, you got 211 and 207 as targets to the downside. So these are the extreme targets. And if it's going to go do nothing, it could be in a range between 224 all the way down to 217, just kind of oscillating back. If that's what she's going to do today, just kind of just go sideways, with your midpoint being 220. I think that's it. I don't know if I need to cover the square of 9. As you know, bullish 233, very bullish 241. If we close below 241, then wave 4 is void, and we're going to push higher. But if we can't close above 241, 233, and today stay around 225 to 218 and get down to 214 to 11, then maybe wave 5 could be in the works. So that's it for me. I know this was long, but at least I covered the Elliott wave stuff that I wanted to cover. And then we'll go back and look at the master chart with our cycles and see, what's going to play out there. It's too early to tell right now because it's kind of like, it's just kind of going sideways here. It's not really going higher. It's grinding higher, but just kind of sideways pretty much. I'm going to sign out. Hope you like this video, and I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on that, guys.